Hello, everyone. At this moment, I'm most likely in bed, still trying to follow some of these fantastic presentations. But as it's past midnight, I have pre recorded this video to share our experiences from Nice Day around how, in the last 5 years, we've been trying to build AI responsibly for mental health care and the steps we've taken towards it. So, firstly, what is Nice Day? Nice Day is a workspace for therapists to provide effective and efficient care. We believe there is a strong need for care to be more effective and efficient to ensure global access to mental health care. We believe this problem is important as there are just not enough therapists to the number of people who have mental health problems. These are the numbers I'm showing from EU, but these numbers are relatable across highly advanced economies, and the problem is much more severe in developing economies. So how do you make care more effective and efficient? Our vision is traditionally therapists do the hardest and have a very large chunk in making sure during treatment. And we believe the client themselves and the technology around them can take a much bigger role in making care cost effective and efficient. The clients having empowerment during treatment, they feeling empowered in their own care, generally results in more effective care. This is well researched through many peer-reviewed papers. And we believe technology can make a bigger role to enable therapists and enable clients to take care of their own mental health. So if you look at traditional care, traditionally a client goes to their therapist or their care provider, and then once a week they have a session with their client, with the therapist. This is only once a week, and a lot of times the client can be very lost during these sessions, in which they might have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, or they just might not know exactly what to do for their own well-being. The way we see care is with the empowerment of technology. We believe that the client should have access to all the tools they need for their own well-being. So what happens in the Nice Day way of treatment is that you do still have sessions, but we recommend therapists to make sure sessions are take slightly less time. So instead of a 1 hour session every week, every 2 weeks, we recommend to spend 30 to 40 minutes doing session, and during sessions to also have asynchronous contact with the client. Meanwhile, the client has the Nice Day app in which they can take control of their treatment and register their emotions and set up reminders to form better habits. This ensures continuous treatment, continuous connection between the therapist and client, and we have seen that this can result in more effective care as per preliminary trials that we've gone through. So our focus here is how do you bring AI beyond the research setting? This is very important to us, especially as we have finished now over 63,000 treatments within our platform and over 2,000 therapists. At this scale, we are actively trying to understand how do you build state-of-the-art technologies and actually bring it to end users. And I will explain briefly on what things we've done in research settings and where the challenge lies in bringing it to the real world. So firstly, let's talk about our path towards responsible AI, as we call it. Fundamentally, of course, before building such a cutting-edge technologies, you need to make sure the foundations are strong. So Nice Day on day one has been built on privacy by design architecture to ensure we are compliant with upcoming privacy regulations and the current ones. Before we even released the product, we were already certified and audited for ISO standards. This ensures that security and compliance has been in the DNA from day zero. We get audited for these every year, and of course, privacy and security are fundamental before we can even talk about doing any new advanced technologies into the product. From then onwards, we've been looking into what kind of things need to be built into such a product. So first up, we have an explicit research consent system in the product. So if you are in treatment and you've had a few sessions, the app will show you a dialogue asking you for your consent to use your data for research purposes. This looks very simple on the surface, but underlying it, it is very comparable to some of the document signing tools that you might have used now, where you receive a link to a document and you say you've signed it. So what happens behind the scenes is if we change even one letter in this text, we would need to ask your consent again. You cannot accept the research consent unless you have actually read all the text. And we make sure that it's really auditable, that you have actively given consent and that you can very easily remove your consent from your data being used for research. Very simple stuff, but just to show you an example of how you ethically build towards responsible AI. Going forward, with the data and research consent, we've been actively discussing with domain experts to understand what makes therapy more effective. Some of this involves understanding what kind of variables are involved in truly effective care. Example is therapist or modern literature says that if you spend more time doing asynchronous contact during sessions, that results in the client feeling more connected to the therapist and hence produces better results. So how do you directly translate it to a product like eMHIC Day? So what we have been doing is we work with experts, researchers, and therapists based on, of course, strong ethics. Every research project we do has an ethical committee validating all the steps we're taking. And we've tried to identify which features are, what kind of features do good therapy or effective therapy have. So of course we have routine outcome measures which verify that the treatment was actually effective or not. And then we try to correlate them with underlying data. This is manual research, but it's very important to understand what features result in better care. Going forward, we already built one of our first AI systems back in 2020, where we tried to understand how do you prioritize which client should receive care first. This system was built based on technology called deep neural networks, and we worked with some of a very strong organization in the Netherlands to build these AI and prototype it. Even though the results were promising, we decided not to go beyond the prototype stage here, because one of the big problems with such AI is that it's not explainable. We do not understand why certain decisions were made by this underlying AI system. And from auditability standpoint, we believe it is crucial that you should be able to understand exactly why any decision was made by an algorithm. Which is why we didn't push through this, even though even though we did have promising results already at this time. Going forward, we expanded our research footprint. We have done tons of research by 2021, which included things like detecting emotions from video and audio, a multi-European research project that took 3 years to understand, can you do this effectively? Very promising results for it. We've built chatbots which allow you to quit smoking, working with a very big institute in the Netherlands with it. Of course, expanding the research footprint so that eMHIC Day can be can be used as a production-ready platform by other research institutes to validate their hypothesis. And going forward, this takes us to today, where we are actively working this year to make explainable AI for something we call need-driven care. This is similar to the prioritization system that I showed earlier. So right now within eMHIC Day, you have a dashboard in which you can see all the activities that your clients have done in the last month. This gives you a very quick overview and a very easy way to give positive feedback to your clients if they're doing all the right steps in their treatment. What we are building, and we were in the top 3 application in the Netherlands with some of the top organizations there, which are Deploy and Council, we're building a system that guides you which client needs care urgently, so prioritizing clients based on their needs, and it also explains to you why the system believes the person needs more care. So this, on a high level, has been our path to responsible AI. Before I close off, I just want to say we are actively looking into what kind of role technology can play in making care better. So if you are an organization that is looking to partner with other technology organizations or if you're a research institute, please do contact us so that we can discuss global research projects or global potential. Thank you so much for your time.